Merry Christmas, everybody. It's so great to see so many of us gathered here tonight to celebrate the birth of Jesus. I know I also enjoy seeing those of you who maybe wore something a little bit extra, something you don't usually wear to celebrate Christmas. I know I've got these really cool socks on here that the 6th grade confirmation class got me. And what a great gift that was. So that's my way of kind of celebrating Christmas with my attire tonight. But what I'm going to focus on tonight is one line from the Luke 2 reading. And it's the line that goes like this: the angels say to the shepherds, "And this will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in swaddling cloths and lying in a manger." A sign for you. Well, what sort of signs do you pay attention to these days? Maybe signs like traffic signs. I hope you pay attention to those. Billboards, pop-up ads. I don't know what kind of signs you pay attention to. A few years ago, there was somebody who published a thing that was meant to be humorous: signs of holiday overload. That means either you're overdoing it this time of year or you're just so busy that you're really frazzled. And one of those signs, this writer said, was you look in the mirror and you have red and green bags under your eyes. All right? Maybe that's happened to some of you. I don't know. The other one was you're out Christmas shopping and you hear that song, "Sleigh bells ring, are you listening?" And you stop and you shout, no, I am not listening. All right? Just a sign that maybe you're overdoing it and you're a little bit cranky, okay? So there are some humorous signs, and we can laugh at ourselves a little bit. But there are also more serious signs that all is not right with the world or with our lives. You know, have you seen those shirts that some people wear that say, "Dear Santa, define good"? You know, that's a sign of the moral confusion of our time, when a lot of people aren't quite sure of what is good and bad or right and wrong, or whether there even is such a thing. A sign of the times. Or maybe you've seen signs in someone you care about that their life is going amiss somehow or other. Something's going wrong. Or maybe that one whose life has taken a difficult turn or a tough turn is yourself. Maybe there are signs in your own health or signs in your attitude that you've noticed, or maybe even you've noticed some signs in your own spirit that you're having more questions than usual about your faith. And yeah, there are a lot more serious signs that not all is well with the world and with our lives. You know, there are signs in the financial pages, and the ones on the stock market, they're pretty much downhill these days. And behind signs like that are people's lives and jobs and retirements. So many signs. And you know, have you ever sought a sign from God? A lot of people have. You know, you're looking for guidance or comfort, and so you pray to God, "Give me a sign, just give me a sign." And you're looking for something like a lightning flash, or a voice in a dream, or a strange sound in the night or something. And I don't know, maybe God does give signs like that sometimes. The problem is we just don't know for sure whether those signs are from God or not. So many signs in our world today. They're confusing and frustrating. Some are misleading. And where do all these signs point us anyhow? To despair? To weak resignation to the evils we deplore, as one old hymn put it? Well, Christmas says no. That's not where all these signs are going to point us, because on Christmas we're celebrating one clear and obvious for all people to see sign that God gives. Jesus, which means God saves, who is also called Emmanuel, which means God with us. You see, with the sign of a baby, God is drawing us to the heart of his love, just like he did those shepherds back then when those angels said, "This will be a sign for you. You will find a baby wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger." God did not resign weakly to the evils we deplore. No, he intervened into our world as one of us. God could have come into the world any way he wanted. Well, he could have just ignored the whole thing. He didn't do that. He also could have come as a powerful warrior. He could have come as a brilliant teacher. He could have come as a popular politician. He could have come as a set of principles that we need to follow in order to somehow earn our way into God's good graces. But that's not how God entered the world. God entered our world as a baby, as a tiny little baby. And you know, babies have a way of drawing us in and inviting us to adore them. So let's see some of these baby faces now. And look come on. You have to be the biggest, orneriest Scrooge ever to look at these pictures and not smile, at least a little bit. Because babies invite us in. They invite us to adore them. And they sometimes are inconvenient to us. They call us, they interrupt our lives sometimes. And they also call us to love and care. They call that out from us. That's what babies do. And that is how God chose to enter the world, as a baby. As a baby to invite us in to adore him, God. As a baby to interrupt our lives, our busy, hectic lives, with his peaceful love. And as a baby, to call us all to acts of love and kindness and service that we never even imagined were possible for us. So this Christmas, my family is celebrating the birth of two new little ones. So one is the daughter of my nephew and his wife up in Minneapolis. That's them there. The other is the daughter of my niece and her husband. They live in Kansas City. And Becky and I have not met either of these babies yet. We're going to meet her next week. We can't wait. We are drawn to them, and we are going to adore them. Both of my sisters, the grandmothers, are smitten with these children. Now, I did kind of sort of meet, that's Isabel in the picture there. I did kind of sort of meet her a couple of weeks ago on a Zoom call. So we had my side of the family on a Zoom call, and there was little Isabel in the arms of her 6'5" athletic police officer father. That's my nephew. And she was a 7-pounder, a tiny little one. And that was such a beautiful sight to see on that Zoom call. And of course, being a Zoom call, great Uncle Steve, the pastor, I start telling a story. And I don't even remember what the story was about, but I'm holding forth, and all of a sudden, little Isabel lets out the loudest burp you could imagine. And we all burst into laughter, and there was just this moment of no tension at all, just exuberant joy and gratitude, a reminder of reality there. And that's how God works in our lives. Not with loud burps necessarily, but God interrupts our lives, sometimes interrupts the stories we think are so important, and he interrupts them with moments of joy and wonder and gratitude and praise through a little baby. That's how God works. Yeah, God works not by force, but by gracious invitation. That's why God entered the world as a little baby. And that invitation is for all kinds of people, whether they're rich or poor, whether they're happy or sad, people who are hurting and broken, people who are powerful and successful. God invites us all in graciously with a baby Jesus. With this sign, this baby, God invites those who have red and green bags under their eyes to be still and have peace, the peace of which those angels sang, peace on earth, goodwill towards all people. With this sign, this baby, God invites those who might be wanting to yell out, no, I am not listening, to give yet another listen to the good news, the beauty of God's love for the world in Jesus. Yeah, with this sign, this baby, God invites people who are confused about what's good and bad to take another look and see the good that Jesus brings into the world. Yeah, with this sign, this baby, God invites skeptics to take another look, to discover how this could possibly be good news of great joy for all people, even people like Charlie Brown, who feels like nobody likes him. Yeah, with this sign, this baby, God invites those who are worried about all kinds of things, worried about the financial markets, worried about whatever it is, to join the shepherds in fearing not. With this sign, this baby, God invites you who are here tonight, kind of by force. Your parents made you come, or maybe a friend made you come. And for those of you like that here tonight, maybe you can rediscover tonight that God always works by graciously inviting you in, just like a baby invites you in to adore him. I hope, too, that you notice right here in our worship space that there are some signs of the kind of God that we have. There is, of course, the manger scene, the baby. But there's also the big sign up here, the cross, where we are reminded of how that baby grew up to give his life for ours. That is God doing for us what we could never do for ourselves. And then there's the sign of the font, where God invites graciously us to join Jesus in his death and resurrection. And then there's the table, the altar, where again, God graciously invites us to receive Christ's body and blood for forgiveness and to be joined together as a community, the body of Christ, to love and serve the world. I hope you notice these signs. All right, we're about to sing a song that might startle you a little bit, and the musicians are going to gather here while I talk for just a minute and while I wrap this up. This song we're going to sing might startle you. It startled me the first time I heard it. The title is, "O Come All You Unfaithful." Yeah, we know the Christmas hymn, "O Come All Ye Faithful," right? But I think this song is kind of a startling reminder that God's gracious invitation by becoming one of us as a baby is for the faithful. Yeah, it's for happy, successful, powerful people, but it's also and especially for those who are unfaithful, for people who are weak or broken or sad or not sure about things or confused or misled. Yeah, Jesus was born into the world for both the faithful and the unfaithful, and he graciously invites all of us tonight to again experience his unconditional love, to again experience his forgiveness, and to also experience his peace, the peace that only Jesus can give when you put your trust and faith in him. Yeah, God works by gracious invitation, and Christ is born for you. Amen.
Oh, come, all you unfaithful, come, weak and unstable, come, no, you are not alone. Oh, come, barren and waiting ones, weary of praying, come, see what your God Christ is born, Christ is born, Christ is born for you. Oh, come, bitter and broken, come, with fears unspoken, taste of his perfect love. Oh, come, guilty and hiding ones, there is no need to run. See what your God has done. is born.